Hello and welcome. Welcome. Just getting myself all in position here. Scooting up to the desk. So happy Monday. Wow, it is a beautiful day. And if anyone's feeling if anyone feeling cooped up, get outside. Get outside. Go for a walk. I'm pretty sure, even if it's chilly out, just go. Just go. You're going to feel so much better. Alrighty, so you may have already guessed. You may have. I'm just going to adjust you a moment. There we go. You may have already guessed that this is a stamp set we're using today, and this is part of the Magnolia Lane suite. And it is currently in the annual catalog. So right now this is a bundle. Well, you can a suite, you get the whole 9 yards, or it's a bundle. So here's the dies that go with it, and we're going to use a couple of those today. What we don't know with when the next catalog comes out, will this still be in it? And if it is, it will not be a suite or a bundle. So you won't get your 10% off bundling. So just a thought there. I do want to keep this one and this one. So this is the large Magnolia, clearly. Hey Lee, welcome. Goes this way, of course. That one we're going to use. And then it has all these great leaves, little centers, flowers. This not only, for example, will cut this out, it also will cut out the DSP. There's magnolias this size in it, which is really cool. This really cool edge piece. Now some of them cut and some of them do an outline thingy. So you really have to play with them if you don't have them. And I can't show you everything, of course, because we'd be here for, gosh, I don't know how long, but I will show you some of them. There are loads of ideas on Pinterest and such, but don't go now. Stay with me. There, this got stuck to a magnet at the back, so I'm just going to move it. Okay, so this is the first card we're going to make. This uses the spotlight technique, and my upline just showed us this, and it's funny. She shows us, I do it. So it kind of works really well, and it's really not difficult. So I want to get started right away because I have 3 cards. This is just something to protect my surface. Okay, so this is my normal card front, and then this is the piece, well, maybe not the part with the, well, actually I'll probably just ink right over that I'm going to set here. We want that to stay put though. So what I have is a little bit of washi tape. This is really old. It was so sticky I could hardly get this one on. Hey Lee, do you have this suite by any chance? It was such a huge suite in the catalog. So a little bit of washi tape. What I did is I made it kind of not as sticky because I don't want it ripping my paper. I will do my best to get this lined up to the best of my ability. If it's not perfect, well, then I'm okay with it. I'm going to go right about there. Okay, now the big stamp. For this one, you're going to need your biggest block number F as in Frank. Alrighty. Oh, you have the set from the beginner's brochure. I never got that. Bad Sandy. So if you're just joining us, we're using the Magnolia Lane suite today. We're going to make a trio of cards today. You can tell when I'm spunky. End of the week, you get like one. I'm kidding. Anyway, so let's bring this in. So this is such a huge stamp. And rather than take this stamp and try and ink it that way, lay the stamp on its back and do this. Now you want it good and inked. I just have to move my computer a little bit. One moment. There we go. Okay. So each card we're doing is quite different, and the last card is like really different. Really different. All right, so let's close out. That should be good and inked. It's probably just about time for me to re-ink. Now, keeping in mind where the flower is and how I kind of want this to lay on the paper, and I want to get the whole thing, I'm basically just going to go like, let's see if we got it all on. Hopefully I made my, well, once you've committed, right? Oh, jeepers, I'm sorry, Rosemary. I hope everything's okay. Yep, the replay will be up, well, as soon as we're done, and then I'll have the blog up as well. So take care. Take care. Alrighty, so I'm just pushing this in. I just want all the ink to soak in, you know? Okay. Oh, I hope it worked. Do it again. I should probably, you can use your Stamparatus. Oh, yay. Yay, that's the sound of success. Okay, so then the next thing is, I'm going to peel this off of here. Like so. No ripping. We don't need this right now, so we'll set that aside. We don't need the washi tape, so we'll set that aside. Okay, and then we come in with, yep, you got it, blends. Hey, Marcy, you got your wish. This is the Magnolia Lane Suite. So, I'm doing a spotlight technique today. So, what I'm going to do is start with the flowers, and for that, I'm going to use light and dark Calypso Coral Stampin' Blends. And I like to start with the light, and I like to use the brush end. So that's what I'm doing. Alrighty. So right now I'm just going to lay down the color. Have to be careful of what okay, you know, this is a leaf, this is a flower. And I am purposely going to leave some white space at the ends of the petals. I also like to turn my paper while I'm working. I love this color blend. Like this is like, you know, Hey Janice, welcome. Yes, happy Monday. Bright and sunny. I am going to go for a walk. Today. Getting out. You know why? Because I have tomorrow's cards planned. I have them pending. What do you call that? They're in draft form right now on my blog. And I did that so I could have a little bit of free time. I know, we have a lot of free time. Cha. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Well, you know what? I thought I want to go over some of the catalog items, and with your suggestion, I'm like, yes, because I do love this. Really, really do. So with my dark Calypso Coral, just going to go in and add some, where I think the petals might be a little darker. And I think they would be darker closer to the center because we're trying to attract bees, right? So I'm kind of following some of those lines. The beauty, I think, with using blends is, like for me, I don't really want two things to look alike. I want the cards to look different. I want them to have their own little look. So I'm perfectly fine with going with a different look each time. And that's the beauty, like I said, of the blends, you know. Okay, so that's a bit of color. Lids back on. Don't leave your, there we go. Don't leave your lids off even while you're switching colors, because they will dry out. Not in like 2 seconds or anything, but okay. I am not the best blender in the world, so what I do is I just go over everything. The way I figure is when you're card making, make it so you like it. If you like it, if you love it, go for it. I do like rules, you know, set in place as, you know, you have to be to work at 9. Well, I'm retired, but you know what I mean. But I also like to bend them to say that maybe they don't have to be done that way. Maybe I can do my own thing. Maybe I can make it my own. So, yeah. And seriously, I could, if I had stamped 10 of these, I would spend ages coloring each and every one of them. I would be so excited. So excited. It's just, I find it really, really relaxing. Now you notice as I put down more, it just keeps getting a little darker and a little darker. But with anything, as the sunlight hits it, it's going to look different. I hope Facebook cooperates for us today. I'm thinking, well, yeah, it's Monday, maybe. maybe so I could play with this forever. You get the idea of what we're doing here, but we're not done, of course. We still have to do the leaves. So for the leaves, I have chosen Old Olive, and unfortunately my dark Old Olive, I wrecked the tip on it, so I can't use that one. Yeah, so be gentle with them. It got overused. So light Old Olive and light Mossy Meadow, those are the colors. Start with the light one and start coloring. And if you're not sure again, well, that might be a leaf. Kind of just make it a leaf. If you're really not sure, take it back to your picture and say, oops, she just colored something that wasn't a leaf. Oh, well, you know. It doesn't matter. So, oh, before I forget, because I will forget, you know how I do these videos at 2 p.m. every day, Facebook Lives, Monday to Friday, shouldn't say every day, every weekday. On Friday, I'm going to do this as a Zoom, and we're going to have a mystery card party. And I would love for everyone to join that party. So if you are interested, I will not post the link here on my business page. You need to message me and I will send that to you. That's just a precaution that we don't get anybody, trolls, whatever you want to call them. I have a few that are on my YouTube that I keep getting rid of, and I'm not sure how you get rid of them if you're in the midst of a Zoom, because I'm pretty new at it. So for everybody, I'm just going to say that we're not going to post that link. So again, if you're interested, I put up a post for Zoom, and I will talk about this every day because it'll be fun. It'll be fun, and I'll let you know what you need for that. It's nothing difficult. You just make what you love, basically. But we get to chit chat for, I think we'll have 40 minutes, and then you get booted off because I think I mentioned it before. I'm not paying for Zoom. And I know we can all make a card in 40 minutes. No pressure. And this time my internet will cooperate because it's going to. Yes, same time, Lee. It'll be at 2 p.m. So it won't be a Facebook Live. It'll be a Zoom. I need to get better at them, so we can. You'll be my guinea pigs. How's that? Alrighty. I'm making a real mess of this because this is again what happens when I talk and work. I used to be so good at talking and typing. I used to get in trouble for that, actually. You're not working. Oh yeah, I'm typing. I'm talking. I'm typing. And make those a little darker. I want them nice and vibrant. Like, why did I even bother using Mossy Meadow? I do not know. I'll just go down here and back in. I'm kind of a messy colorer. Yes, I'll add that to my dictionary. I don't know if that's a real word. Anyway, must get on with it. Stampin' Up! Has been so good with all these dark lines here anyway that they've really added all the features in there that we would possibly need. Scrape, 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 scrape. There we go. Okay, let's say that's done. All right. Oh, let's say it isn't done because I forgot the mango melody. Light mango melody. Yes. All right, because I have to do the center. And then what you can do, you know that you can change the color of the blend as you push the color through. So you can actually make these even more vibrant than they were, which is really cool. I'll show you up closer. So let's say I do this one right here. See how much more intense that got with the mango melody. So if you don't have this color, I'm going to say get it. Now the other thing is couple things. One down here. I guess I can just keep doing this like forever and ever. Seriously. Okay, if you're wondering why I didn't do this, it's because I believe it's going to get covered up with the sentiment. it did on my sample, so I'm assuming the same here. So what I need to do is bring in the backing piece. So I chose basic black and I just made a slightly bigger border. So if you notice here, this doesn't go right to the edge, and this border will catch that. So we're good. What was I going to say? Oh yes. Now, everybody knows this happens every year, so let's get the jump on it, basically. Our 2018 to 2020 in colors are going to retire. The retirement list comes out Wednesday, which I will post. It won't be till after the video that it goes live. So that worked out. That worked out for us. What I'm going to do, though, is suggest that if you know that you love, like you need the in color cardstock or whatever, I'm going to say you might want to order like sooner rather than later. They will sell out, at least the inks, they will sell out for sure on Wednesday. Okay, so this is a soft suede base, and it's your standard 8.5 by 5.5 ink, or not gluey fingers, scored at 4 1/4. I pretty well, unless I'm doing a long card, they're pretty well the same. So this is considered in Canada an A2 size, so I've discovered. All right, so let's pop this up. Like I said, this is actually very, very easy, and spotlighting is just a really cool way of coloring, but not the entire thing, and you get this really, really cool looking background. So a reminder also that orders of $50 or more, you get my reduced shipping rate, which is, it's on, I think, every post of my blog, maybe not everyone. All right, let me just line this up. So I'm going to hold this in my hand, make it a little bit easier. And before I push down, I'll just make sure I'm, get off of there. Get off of there. Yeah, who's the boss here, right? All right, here we go. That looks lined up to me. That looks lined up to me. If I'm not happy, you know, I'll pull it off after. There. Okay. Now, I did the sentiment already because I heat embossed it. So I heat embossed on Whisper white paper using black. And this is the thanks from the Magnolia Lane. Is it called Magnolia? I think it's called Good Morning. Yeah, Good Morning Magnolia. And what I did, this is one of the dies. And I thought that would look kind of cute. So I cut it out. And I am going to pop it up, yes. Am I? I am part of it. Part of it. Let's see if I cover all of that. Yep, so I just need a little bit over here, making sure it doesn't show. A little bit here, and scissors. Here we go. And a little bit here. What you said about Zoom and YouTube. Okay. Okay, Zoom is really easy, Janice. I think I may have posted a video on how to get Zoom. Basically, it's like a conferencing thing where on your computer or your tablet or apparently your phone, although I don't use my phone for that, so I wouldn't be a lot of help. You can do we'll be kind of face to face. So we'll just see each other's faces, and you'll be working away on a card. And then at the end of that, you show everybody what you have made. So Zoom itself is an app, and really, really simple to install. And it'll say like it's an American version, a US version. That's okay, because that's all there is. Alrighty. Now here's the thing. The other thing, Janice, is that we don't know what's carrying forward. So if you don't have the die set, you may want to get it now. We don't know. Don't know and don't know. All right, I'm going to throw on some Noble Peacock rhinestones, like I did in the, do I need, I noticed there's one little grain of embossing powder that landed right there and got heat embossed right to this. So I am covering it up because that's what crafters do, right? We cover up our little oopsies. Oh, now I have two stuck together. Okay, those two can wait. There. They're in the corner now for being bad. For being bad. Maybe right there. Maybe right there. Actually, I think because of the size of this flower, I think we can do a little bit more. Alrighty. I hope that gave you a little, you're welcome, by the way, Marcy. I hope that gave you a little idea of one thing you can do. We always do odd numbers, so I have to put one more on, which I think will go right there. And ta-da! Now, if we compare that, get rid of that, to the original, apparently I spent a little more time coloring the original. And it will, depends on where your stamp lands, how much of the black memento, tuxedo black memento. So there we go. That's card number 1. I'm going to set that aside. Card number 2. Here it is here. I know I don't usually show you in advance, do I? It's usually a great big secret, but I will show you how I did it. So, for this, and I want something back, this piece. For this, I took a piece of Whisper White. Oh, shock. You know how much I love Whisper White. Nice, bright cards. And basic gray. Hey, Jen, thank you. We're on card number 2, and this is Magnolia Lane. 3 completely different cards, like way different. Okay, so again, I'm just going to stamp this very simply and go here. And remember to turn your stamp a little bit. It looks a little bit too, I don't know. It doesn't really, I don't know. It just looks better. All right, so this is how I started my card the other day, and I started putting it together, and I went, that is so plain, I don't like it. So as you saw on my sample card, I put it through my Big Shot using the corrugated, which you know I love because it makes a cool noise. So now one thing, anyway, so there you go. So it's pretty much alike. One thing you want to remember when you use your corrugated. So these pieces started out exactly the same. If you can see that, there's about 1/8 of an inch difference. So you have to keep that in mind when you're cutting your layers. I didn't keep that in mind on my sample. Thus, it is what it is, basically. All right. Hey, while I have that ink out, I think that might have been a good idea to stamp the Sentiment, which is also from the same set. Oh, you do plan on getting it. Excellent, Janice, because you don't want to miss out. You definitely don't want to miss out, just in case. I wish I had a crystal ball and knew what was staying and what was going, and oh, there's 2 of them, and bloop, and what was new, but I don't. Oh, the underlay, that's called the spotlighting technique. There we go. Check out that font. Isn't that pretty? And I decided, because I was going with the gray, basic gray, that I would do the Sentiment in gray. I'll show you one thing. Originally, I'd done it in black, and I had embossed it. And then it kind of took over the card, and I was just looking for something kind of simple. I'm going to move those out of the way. Get out of the way. So let's assemble the card. Let's not forget to put the ribbon on. Okay, again, same size base as in the first card, but apparently I haven't actually given it the nice crisp edge yet. So use your bone folder. You notice I don't use the point. I always use the side. Now look at how nicely flat that is sitting. Yeehaw. Alrighty. So for this, I'm using a background of, don't forget the color, of Daffodil Delight. How can you forget such a really pretty color? I love, look, I'm even color coordinated today, wearing gray. So I love basic gray and yellows together. And yes, I did try it with Mango Melody, and it wasn't what I tried. So when you see me making these cards, you're seeing the final product. And if I have some of my test ones off to the side, I will show you those. But I do test several colors. I don't always cut the layers. I kind of just lay them. There we go. I kind of just lay them. There we go. And then decide. So I decided on 2 ribbons because 1 is not enough, you know? I forget if I finished saying this. Good memory, eh? So there we go. With my ordering special, it is with a $50 order, that's before tax and shipping, or more, you get my discounted shipping. If your order hits $60 before tax and shipping, you get the discounted shipping and you get the Mega Tutorial Bundle, which is Ornate Garden, which you can also use for other cards as well. So that is huge. And that whole thing was organized by Kylie and Bruno Bertucci. So there's some really beautiful, beautiful cards in there. Okay, so I forgot to tell you this, because you know I get going. So for this circle, I used my Stitched Shapes framelit, the circle obviously, and for this I used the layering circles. So I just went with the sizes that seemed to go with this. Anything bigger was too big for it. Too big. This is a subtle card. Alrighty, so let's put our ribbon on because I'm not forgetting. Not this time. Every other time. No, I'm just kidding. I have my appliance suggested baskets like so. So everything I need for the card is in the basket. That way, when I bring the card out, I've got everything. Isn't that brilliant? She is a smart lady. Very organized. She's also a teacher. So very, very, very organized person. And she's just lovely. Well, Lee knows that. Lee knows her too. Her name is Lena. Alrighty. So let's see. I made on my sample, the bow happened the first time. Okay. So this ribbon, by the way, is from the holiday catalog. I believe it's back in stock. It had been. I want this flat, by the way. I will manipulate it if I have to. I believe it's back in stock. It's the, read it. It's the ruched ribbon in Daffodil Delight. And I just saw it with the little ruching, the bumps on it, that it kind of went with this, going a different direction. Okay, here comes the bow. Let's see if we can do this. If you are new to watching, or if you just joined, you're going to want to watch and hear about the Zoom mystery card party that we're having this Friday. It's in lieu of the, I'm doing this really slow, can you tell? In lieu of the Facebook Live, we're actually going to be like live. Okay, now you get to play with the bow. I can move this over if I have to, but the main thing is to get these guys flat and to pull. So I'm right on this little knot here, just pulling the one side and then the other. Does that look like a good size? Let's decide. I think it does. So actually, so then what I do is I make it a little smaller because I'm going to pull it again. Nope. A little smaller. I will wait until this is so done. There we go. I want the bow nice and tight. One more. There. Okay. And then trim. Trim. Like so. And like so. Now, the one thing I'm going to suggest is, first we put that away, is that you take a glue dot and put it under your bow. I may trim that a little bit more. I like when things stay put. You know, sometimes I like things move. I like movement on my cards, but I want the bows to stay put. So I find the easiest thing is the take your pick tool. If you have anything pointy like this, it works. Fingers, not so much, they're too big. So I'm going to put that right under the bow, like so. Stay. Then for this, oh, there we go. Guess what I found? Snail. I did. So, yay. So I'm just going to put a bunch on the back here. It's just to adhere ribbon number 2. So, and this is the polka dot tool in Whisper White, and I hope this never goes away. I do not know if it will. So the way I do this is I like to start on an angle. And I can trim afterward, except these. I can trim these, but not these. So it's just not too crazy big. And then go like so. So it's really delicate on the card. And trim. and trim. But it adds just a little bit more because the card itself is pretty plain, you know. First though, let's adhere. And I'm wondering, do you like the colors of the card? You can do this with any color, really. Pick your faves and make the card. Very easy. Little bit on the ribbon so that holds down in place. And there we go. And over. I always say that card making, we're not reinventing the wheel, we're just making pretty things. There. Ribbon pretty darn straight. And then we need dimensionals. Getting down here. Wee-haw. Yeah, I could see so many possibilities color-wise with this that it makes my head spin. Makes my little head spin. Okay. I am going to, maybe. With the ribbon on here, it makes it a whole lot easier to pull up the entire glue, or dimensional rather. Oh, got a little bit of, nope, glue is off. Okay, so then this goes right here. But we're not done. Did I get them out? What? Okay, un momento. You would think that with my baskets, that I suggested that I would have these out already. Apparently when I made my baskets, I didn't put everything together. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, so let's put a few on here. Now, did I cut through those? I do not know. It doesn't look like it. These are attached as a strip. So what I want to do is separate them. I don't know if these are new or old. I've had them for so long. Alrighty, so I choose you right here, you. A little bit of bling. The other thing that looks really, I think, really pretty with silver and the Daffodil Delight, I just said it, with the gray and the Daffodil Delight, there are things that sparkle. I want to get that right there. I feel like I need another glue dot or dimensional. Today they're glue dots. Let's see if I can get one more under there. Oh, thank you, Marcy. You're so sweet. Thank you. You ladies, you know, again, you know, after Friday's, okay, I was a little emotional Friday. There we go. There, better. And let's compare to the original. Hey, not bad. A little lower. See, they're not going to look exactly the same, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But that's card number 2. Yeehaw. Card number 3 is completely different. In fact, it's not even completely made. But I will bring out all the pieces. And I know you are very familiar with this technique, so I won't do the entire thing because it's already done. I need my little cutter. There we go. Okay, so this is just a piece of, this would be basic black if I hadn't mostly run out. I'm hoping I have some in my secondary storage of paper, because that's not something I want to ever run out of. That and Whisper White, I believe I have 4 or 5 packages, maybe more. So this is the Magnolia Lane DSP and Bruno Bertucci's technique of scrappy strips. So like I said, I'm not going to do the entire thing. I will just show you a little example. So, oh, is that in frame? Pretty much. And we're stuck. It is hard. There, I even have stuff stuck under there still. Okay, so we'll just do a few. You definitely want your silicone sheet here, again, to protect. So for me, it's a matter of just adding the glue, throwing it on, right? Anything else I wanted to tell you about? Well, of course, thank you for sharing my videos, because that means a lot to me, that you do that for me. The reason for this underneath is the silicone pad is I would get it on my table, and then my cards would stick to it and somebody wouldn't be happy. And I just think why not protect your work surface if you can. The glue on this comes off so easily. You just do this basically, and once it's dry, and boom, it comes off. So this paper is so pretty. So if you're the kind where like maybe you don't want to, yeah, get that little piece out. You don't want to see an entire, you don't want to use the entire piece of paper, or you have strips left, which I do. Now, did I want this one? Well, I think I do. Then definitely do something like this because it is really simple. And if you want to do it different, you can do chunky strips. It won't take as long, but your strips will be, you know, a whole lot wider, and you don't have to angle them because, well, there are no rules. You do what looks pretty to you, okay? So I don't usually put the end ones on before I'm too far, but let's throw caution to the wind. Right down, hopefully to the end. I didn't know how much I loved the brown in this, the early espresso, until I used it on the original. Okay, so let's say all these pieces are on, because like I said, I have one in waiting, because it just, by the time it dries and all that, you know. So let's pretend our strips are on. Ooh, that's a wide one. Then I would take, you know, when you put things aside, and then your fingernails are short and you can't pick them up off the table. Come on. Okay, we'll do my method of bringing it off the page, and then I went like this, and I used the large Magnolia die cut and cut it out. So the piece of paper, I didn't choose a size of piece of paper other than I wanted it bigger than the Magnolia. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then of course, once I was done, I had to do more to it. So here it is here, with all that paper that I showed you, and some extras probably, die cut using this. This is what it looked like before. Now my piece was extra large because I wasn't really thinking what I was doing. So I actually ended up with, does it go this way? Yeah, with this extra piece, and I thought, oh, I could put that on the inside of the card. You know, I may have to chop it down a bit, but wow, you know, it's just kind of a cute little strip of DSP. So it's another scrappy strip. Now, I wasn't quite happy enough, believe it or not, after I'd cut this out. So this one's on basic black. So I set this in my Stamparatus. I put the stamp down on it so I knew where it was going to land. And I would, except that we'll pretend this is the stamp. So I put the stamp in, then picked it up with the lid of the Stamparatus. And then using Versamark and then black embossing powder, I heat embossed the actual image of all of this onto here. So it's shiny. I got thinking afterward, why didn't I use white? Something a little brighter. But this is kind of a teeny bit masculine, this card. Not entirely, just a teeny bit. So let's continue. I hope I didn't confuse you there. Did I confuse anybody with that description? That was really hard to figure out how to say that. Okay, so to go with this, I went with Sahara Sand. Not really sure why. I did try Crumb Cake and a couple others. Wasn't quite cutting it for me. And the little leaf, also from the same stamp set. Okay, who's going to try this, I guess, would be the question then. Are you going to try doing that? I'm assuming you're heat embossers. That may be a big assumption, but all right. Anyway, let's get stamping the leaf. Now, I don't know about you, but when I start stamping with small stamps, I kind of just go boom and back up. But no, you don't want to miss coverage. So go off the page for sure. And then if you're doing something like this, you're like, well, there's a little space right there, so I should put one right there. So maybe it will show. I don't know that for a fact. Depends on what I do with the final card, right? So yeah, I can do this a little bit faster. Keep turning though. Keep turning, keep going off the page. Those leaves are just flying. I know it's kind of, well, they're not fall colors. So now I know I could put one, say, here, there. Okay, so that's done. And I went to put it on the card and I went, yeah, that's a little plain. I know, I'm so hard to please, aren't I? And I went, no, I think I need to do more. So back downstairs to my, where I keep my die cutting and all my embossing folders and such. And I ran it through the, I didn't write it down, woodland folder? Is that what it's called? I totally didn't write this down, just to give it a bit of texture. So the difference between this and this, I just felt that it needed a little something. And I really liked the way that looked. So yeah. Oh, always, Janice, we bling it up. We you name it. Oh, you know what, Lee? You are so right. Lee said I think it would look good for big leaves, like a big maple leaf. I would love a huge maple leaf. We could make such awesome cards here in Canada. Okay, so believe it or not, it's almost done. So this is the card base. I did go with the early espresso. And then, believe it or not, yep, because this has white in it, I want to go with white. This was my original thought, and I went, oh, no, I don't think so. So, let's put it together, and then do a sentiment, of course, and there might be more. There might be more. I have to look over. Yeah, I have a little bit more that will go on here. Okay, one thing when you're using your wiggle time, and I see this often, is, and I'll show you with this. I didn't want to stop that, so let's pretend this is the layer I just put on. People are so busy putting this side on that this starts to adhere, but they didn't realize that they're not straight on the other side. So let it fall, and then line it up. Okay, don't wait too long. Okay, so then I would put this on here. So we're covering up a lot of the white, but not all of the white. Right? And then, well, we have to do the sentiment for sure, which is going to go on here. But in the meantime, let's put this on too. Let's get this. Was I right about this being the woodland plank, woodland folder, something like that? It's funny because I wrote myself a note. Next time you go downstairs, write down the name of that folder so you're ready. And then I completely forgot because I got watching YouTube. Blame YouTube. Don't blame me. Alrighty, so now we're down to just a little bit of white at the top and bottom, which is kind of cool. I never see that these planks look exactly straight, and I'm okay with that, by the way. All right, we're going to pop this up as well. You know what? That was my inside layer. I just messed it up. There was no white on the card. Ugh, that was my inside layer. Okay. And again, when you don't have a sample card, this is what happens. One big piece. Now I'm mad at myself. Why you do that? Sandy, what are you thinking there? So, yeah, it wasn't going to have white on there. So this is, where'd it go? This is more like what it was going to look like before I messed up. We have to pretend now. It was going to look more like that. There's a very good chance that I ripped this card apart after the video. You know I will. I didn't want the white on there. I should have put it on the inside of the card, like I was going to originally. All right, rip all those off. And we'll place that right about there. I don't actually mind the white. Anybody? Pinewood planks, thank you. Anybody mind the white? There's always ways of, it's mostly covered up. Sentiment. So I decided on hello. I know. And what color did I decide on? Early espresso, which, this one didn't go in a basket. 1 second while I reach for it. My cheat notes are right in front of the neutrals. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you, Lee. You like the white. Thank you. Okay, if I happen to stamp this crooked, well, there's another one. Okay, let's just go for it. Ha! Not bad. Okay, could use a little re-inking. A teeny re-inking. So this will go across here, but that's obviously too long. And there's a reason for that, because I'm going to cut it. This is the tailored tag punch. It's funny how I can remember some things, isn't it? Some things, not a question. So I just wanted a little banner end. So you can use your triple banner punch. You can use your triple banner punch, or you can use your tailored tag punch, or you can use your scissors. I'm lousy at it. So here's the difference between stamping a whole bunch and not stamping enough. So I'm going to use this one. Toss it aside. I don't need you. And then like so. Now I don't think I'm searching around with my, oh maybe. Oh no, I don't. I was searching around to see if I just happened, that was a dimensional under there. And if I just happen to have a piece of Whisper White ready to do the inside. All right, so a bow. When I have a ribbon like this, and this is from the Magnolia Lane Suite, you get this ribbon and the old olive twine. So I don't want it to get folded over. So instead of bunny ears, basically. So we go like this. Oh, don't mind the white either. Thank you, thank you. Too kind. All right, so just a little bow with a flat little inside. So to me, if it didn't have the white on here, it would be a little more masculine looking. Not that there's anything wrong with white being on a masculine card. All right, scissors. Cut and cut and glue dot. Yes. So this is really pretty ribbon. I like it. So I'm finally getting through it, which is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. All right, and you think, oh, she's going to put that get on there over by the hello, but I'm not. I'm going to put it rolling much right there. May have to tie that a little tighter. Cut that one a little shorter. Well, guess what? Phew! Okay, so we're just going to pretend that we have the inside of the card done. Okay. What I would have done was cut the inside layer, which that was, and then cut this down to fit, and that would have been right there, which I thought was kind of pretty. So I'll have to add that to the, I'll have to add that. Let's bring in the cards we did today. My goodness. Alrighty. And of course there's 2 of each because I had my sample and otherwise. There we go. Holy moly. So, yep, I'm looking, I'm going, I know this one, I know this is my sample. And I know this is my sample. So there we go. There we go. Oh, and you know what? I thought if you wanted, you could, because we all love our Wink of Stella, right? I don't like to overdo it though. So I would put a little Wink of Stella just in the center of the flower. I assume everybody loves Wink of Stella as well. So a little bit of shine right there. That is 3 completely different cards using the Magnolia Lane Suite. So I hope you like the cards today. Hope your hope its video's working. Wow, is that ever behind? Or is it? Oh no, my video is just being weird. Okay, my friends, guess what? It is, we're done. Really? Yes, we are. So, again, if you want to be on the Zoom, message me here. Share my video. That would be wonderful. What else? Subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. As I shouldn't put things away while I'm talking because it's not working. Anyway. Oh, you think, oh, thank you, Janice. You think it's still masculine with the white. It's just a little more dramatic. There you go. Yeah, I had fun with these today. Even this big one that I wasn't going to show you this actually. I wasn't even going to do it because I thought no one's going to like that because, you know, it's so different. But different is what sometimes works, you know? Anyway, so I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time again. So have a great day. Get out, get some fresh air. Stay safe, of course. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.